Hi, welcome to Community Talk. My name is Brandon Gilson from Youth and Family Services. I'm here today with Joanna Moats, also from Youth and Family Services. She's the director of our Transitional Living Program, and we'd like to get the word out and spread a little bit about what the program is about. How are you doing today, Joanna?
Okay, how are you?
Not bad. Start out, tell us, what is TLP?
Well, TLP is the abbreviation for Transitional Living Program, and it's a program that Youth and Family offers for 18 to 22-year-olds that are homeless in the community.
Oh, nice. Who qualifies for this program exactly?
Well, you have to be 18 to 22. We like it to be Garfield County kids if possible, but we've had kids from as far away as New Mexico who have been homeless when they got to Enid that we have taken into the program. So it's just anybody who qualifies in that age bracket. It's a drug and alcohol-free program, so we like them to be clean when they start the program or get clean as soon as after they're into the program. It's just a great program for kids who are needing a little help up to, maybe they've been in a home with their family and the family's kicked them out at 18, or maybe they've been in a bad relationship with someone and they find themselves homeless and couch surfing on people's couches that are their friends. So we offer them a place to live and a place to continue their education, find a full-time job if they need to, whatever, to get on their feet and be independent.
And there aren't a lot of programs like this out there.
No, there are not.
Okay.
Enid's very lucky to have this.
What kind of services are provided in the program?
Well, we have 3 phases of our program. The kids start off in like a 4-bedroom apartment complex.
So we have facilities.
We have facilities. We have an apartment complex. The first 4, if you're on phase 1, you'll stay in those. As our kids progress up, we have a duplex that's larger with 2 bedrooms. That's for kids who have been in the program for a while, or we find that they're making on their own all right. And it just gives them more stability. We try to get them close to their places they're going to be working.
I understand you also take young people who have children of their own.
We do. We do. We currently have 2 young mothers. One of them gave birth while in our program and brought a child with her, and then we have another one that's going to give birth next month.
So it's a full service.
It's a full service. Yes, it is.
What kind of services now you said that you provide?
Well, we do a lot of case management services. We provide mentoring. We also have a group that meets every Monday evening, and we talk about different life skills that they need to have. If they have, for example, if they're in drug court or they have probation, we will assist them with transportation to get to any of those kind of services, doctor's appointments, school, if they're finishing their schooling, if the GED program or whatever, we will provide all the transportation for that. Jobs. They have to be in the program. They either have to be going to school full-time or working full-time to stay.
So keep them busy, basically.
Yes.
Nice. What kind of struggles would a resident maybe face, or some things to think about before applying for the program?
I think the main struggle we have is kids who think that they're ready, but they're really not.
Because it takes a commitment.
It does take a huge commitment. And the ones that have been most successful are the ones that know that they're homeless, there's no other place to go. They commit fully to the program. They do everything we're asking them to do. They phase up quickly at that point where they're ready to be out on their own. But unless they have that determination to succeed, they often fall back on drug use or past friends that got them in trouble in the first place.
And the program it's zero tolerance as far as drugs and alcohol go.
Zero tolerance. In fact, during our phase 1 of the program, they cannot have anybody come to their apartment. That includes family or friends. We want them to have a chance to be by themselves, away from all the prior influences that may have got them in trouble. So we're there for them every step of the way to try to encourage them and help them to do better.
And at the agency, we also offer counseling services as well.
Yes, we do. All of them are involved in counseling if they need it, and we find that most of them do need it just to learn how to make it on their own. And have that other support system from a counselor.
And it goes all the way from therapy down to life skills and independent living skills, as far as cooking, cleaning.
Yes. And we even do a lot of things like taking them out to eat. On our group on Monday nights, we'll go to different restaurants in the community.
Social interaction.
Some of them have never even known how to do that. Or we go to Gaslight Theater or other different kind of productions around Enid just to give them a taste of what's out there, how they're supposed to act in those types of settings. And it's a lot of teaching in our program.
Do you have any success stories you'd like to share with us?
We have several. One thing, sometimes we do get a little bit discouraged if the kids aren't ready, but we always think that we're just planting seeds. So if maybe we'll work with a child or a kid for 6 months and we teach them all different kinds of things, but then they don't successfully complete our program. But we've planted that seed for them to grow, and hopefully as time goes on, they'll get back with us. And for example, just in the month of March alone, I had 7 kids who used to be in our program contact me, telling me that they're doing better now or telling me they're not doing better and wanting some advice. But we had one young man that went through our program last year. He was living in his car and sought out our program. We accepted him. He had terrible social anxiety, was not able to speak in public at all, couldn't look anybody in the eye, couldn't find a job because he couldn't do those types of things. So we worked hand in hand with him for all the months he was into the program. Finally even helped him get a job within our shelter at Youth and Family, just to give him the confidence he needed. And he was a successful graduate of our program, and I met with him just last month. He's working full-time in Enid now, has a good job, has a family. So he's come a long way. We're real proud of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned that we have a place for them to live in Family Services, and there's furniture, they're already furnished as well.
One of the greatest parts about our program is if a kid does succeed in our program, sometimes that might take 6 months, sometimes it might take up to a year and a half. But if they successfully complete the program and we see that they are independent, they're ready to be out on their own, the furniture that we provide in their duplex, which is, the couch and all the things that come with it and their bedroom furniture, they take all that with them when they go.
So they have a leg up. They have something to start with when they get out on
And
their
they
own.
also pay us rent when they get to be on phase 2 and phase 3. And they only pay $100 a month rent, but it just kind of gives them a taste of what that's going to start feeling like when they get out on their own. And if they do graduate from their program, all the monies that they have put into the program is like a savings account to them, and it goes back to them on their discharge.
So they get furniture
and money.
basically a savings account to leave on if they graduate the program.
Mm-hmm. It's an awesome program.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
How would you go about applying for TLP if you know someone who's interested or you're interested yourself?
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of word of mouth by other kids who've been in the program before, or different agencies refer kids our way. But you can always just call Youth and Family Services at 580-233-7220 and tell them you're interested in the Transitional Living Program. They'll have you fill out an application and we'll call you in for an interview.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the information, Joanna. I really appreciate it. And like she just said, if you have any more questions, want to get in contact, you know someone who's between the ages of 18 and 22 and may be homeless or kind of couch surfing right now, give us a call at Youth and Family Services. We'll set up a time for an interview. That number again was 580-237-7220. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Community Talk. I'm Jay Sharp with Rural Health Projects, and I'm joined today by Gail Box of the Austin Box 12 Foundation. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you.
We want to visit with you today kind of about the Picnic for Progress. This is its 3rd annual. Can you share a little bit about the Picnic for Progress? What's it about?
Yes, we are so excited that we're continuing on for a 3rd year. We had no idea our first year whether or not, it would be something that the community would really embrace, but they have. What we do at the community, or at the Picnic for Progress, is we have, first of all, it is a prescription drug take-back event. So we always hope that the community will bring their prescription drugs and have them disposed of in the appropriate way. It's so important to use our drugs appropriately, to dispose of them and to store them. So it's kind of a message that we try to get out at the Picnic for Progress.
Now, when you say dispose of safely, could you go into detail a little bit about that? If I'm understanding correctly, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics will be on hand with safe disposal boxes where they can be disposed of without being flushed into our wastewater, or kind of correct me if I'm wrong there.
That is correct. They will bring a trailer up, and they will be present at the Take Back event, and they also will be there to inform the public if they have any questions about it. But we definitely do not want prescription drugs flushed. They can get into our groundwater, our drinking water. So the appropriate way is to dispose of them either this way at a disposal event like this or a take-back event, or we have several take-back boxes in the
Really?
city of Enid. Yes. We have one at the Sheriff's Department. We have one at Vance Air Force Base, and we have one at the police office.
I think folks don't quite understand the harm that comes from flushing their medicines, and how, since we recycle our water, that sometimes that does get into our water system and the toxicity there.
Most definitely.
So I kind of cut you off a little bit, but share a little bit more about the Picnic for Progress. What's
Okay.
going on there besides that take-back event?
Okay. Our mission is to provide a healthy event for our community members. We have, I believe we have 20 booths this year. Is that correct?
I think that's the number
You've
I
been
heard. That's pretty
visiting
exciting. Yeah, we've got a good planning committee this year of really getting balls rolling there.
Yes, and they encompass any type of group in do that you might need to access if you needed a specific type of help. And you have visited with JC, haven't you, about the different booths?
Yes,
that
JC
she
Randall
has?
with Millennium is actually our chair of booths, and she's gotten a group of vendors available for the community. They're completely free, offering free services to the community. So I think that kind of goes along with the theme for the Picnic for Progress, is we want everything to be free to the community. This is all about empowerment and pushing the word out that there's help in different aspects. So JC was mentioning there's mental health folks on hand that are going to have some resources available. There's tips for healthy living as far as physical activity, nutrition, just different resources. This is, not just an opportunity that the Box Foundation is excited that they're going to feed the community at a picnic, but we're going to empower them with some tools to go out into the community and be valuable citizens.
Yes, speaking of the food, we will have free food. The event starts at 11 o'clock and ends at 2 o'clock, but I think we'll have lots of food. So we hope that everyone will come out. This is a family event. So please bring your families, and I know, and there are also some great door prizes at the event.
That's what I was thinking about. Each booth is going to have some games and prizes, in addition to some larger ticket door prizes just for coming to the event.
Yes, particularly I think we have a couple of bicycles to give away.
What
this
family doesn't want
year.
bicycles? Come on.
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely something that everybody should come out and enjoy, take advantage of. In our third annual, we saw over 200 at each event the last 2 years. So we know this event is having an impact. We know it's driving into the community. So what else would you say about Picnic for Progress?
I would say that it is, I know that families in particular are a huge priority. A healthy community makes a happy family, I believe, or helps families to be happy and to provide them with services. So I feel like it is a healthy event that families can come out and enjoy, be together, and be a part of the community and what the community has to offer.
Now, I hear this location is actually of particular close to home for you. Could you tell us where the Picnic for Progress is being held?
Yes, it is at Champion Park. This is at 10th and Chestnut, and it's a park that is close to my heart because when my daughter worked here, Whitney Box, for the city of Enid, she was on the planning committee to help to establish that the park was there, but to put playground equipment, and we actually had volunteers from the University of Oklahoma, also the university, our Oklahoma State University and Tulsa University, as well as our local universities that came and helped build the playground, the playground equipment, and it was done. They came to volunteer in honor of my son, Austin Box, and my son passed away of a prescription drug overdose in 2011. So, as a foundation, we have tried to, we established the foundation in hopes that we could prevent other families from going through the grief and heartache that our family has gone through. So that's a little bit, though, I kind of got off the point there about building Champion Park, but it was a wonderful day when all of those young people and community groups came together and helped to build the equipment at Champion Park.
Well, and I think that sums up exactly what this event is about, taking a tragedy and turning it into such a success. And so we'd love for folks to come out to Picnic for Progress and take advantage of what could be tragedy and turn it into something amazing, putting that core value on family. You've said it several times just here today that, this is a family event, and we want folks to come out with a family, with the mentality of spending time together and putting value in that.
Exactly.
So it's scheduled for May 20th, correct?
Yes, it is. And as I said, it starts at 11 o'clock and will run to 2. The booths will be inside the gymnasium that's located there. On the outside, though, we will have some other things going on. I believe the fire department might be coming again this year.
I think that's what I heard. Some of the folks are going to be out there with some touch a truck type events. That's kind of a tongue twister. So yeah, they're going to be out there for that. There's going to be, of course, kids can play on the playground, take advantage of that beautiful playground that's out there for them. But we definitely, if you want more information, you can contact Dina Patterson at Preventionworkz.
And you will see lots of these flyers soon posted around town. But that pretty much is all you need to know, that it's May the 20th from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And it prizes, free food, giveaways, fun activities. Bring your families out. Enjoy this day.
So if you're looking for something to do right here in Enid, a free event for the family on May 20th from 11 to 2. Come on out.
Most definitely. And don't forget to bring, if you have any prescription drugs at home that you need to dispose of, then please bring them and we will dispose of them in the appropriate way.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, my name is Patrick Farrell, and I'm a volunteer with the Cherokee Strip Regional Heritage Center, and this is Community Talk. We are having the good fortune today to have with us Andy Holland, the director of the Cherokee Strip Regional Center. And Andy, tell us about what's going on during May and maybe part of June.
That's true. Well, thank you, Patrick. It's my pleasure to be with you today.
Well, thank you.
Well, as you know, we are in mid-celebration of the 150th anniversary of the Chisholm Trail. Mm-hmm. And so there have been many special celebrations up and down the Chisholm Trail to this point. But the Heritage Center's main contribution, I guess you could say, to this celebration is our Chisholm Trail 150th anniversary exhibit, which opens May the 5th.
Oh, yes.
Which is coming up just a couple of days from now. And we actually will be having a opening reception. We invite the public to come and join us May the 5th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. An exhibit opening. And come, it's First Friday, and so we want people downtown.
Certainly.
There's going to be many, many things to do on Friday night, but we want you to start at the Heritage Center.
That's a perfect place to start.
I believe so too.
Andy, on the exhibit, where do you get the things you're exhibiting?
Well, we have many of them
You
in
have
our
them right
own
there.
collection.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we do. Many of the saddles that are going to be on display, some of the firearms, quite a few of the textiles, clothing,
Oh,
and
yes.
different things like that. We are pulling them right out of our own collection. And then we are borrowing from the Oklahoma History Center in Oklahoma City.
Are you? Uh-huh.
And the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. We call it the Cowboy around here. And so we are borrowing a few of their items as well. We've got a great story to tell, and the exhibit is just beautiful. So I hope people will come and see.
Well, they should, because it's a part of this area's history, and you can come to the exhibit and relate to what was going on.
Yes.
That's education.
Yeah, that's exactly
education.
right. Well, and you know, we sit right on the Chisholm Trail.
Exactly.
So it really is a very large part of who we are. You know, we at the Heritage Center, we tend to focus on the land run, which is our mission, but you know, we have two great stories to talk about, and we're going to talk long and hard about one of them this whole year, which is the Chisholm Trail. So
the 150th anniversary.
Anniversary, yes. The exhibit will be on display through September 16th.
Oh, it will.
Which is another monumental day for us.
Yes, it
because
is.
that, of course, is the anniversary of the land run. And so the exhibit will be on display all through the summer tourist season. And we have had quite a few bus tours calling to make their schedule.
Super.
You know, when we started planning, I'm on the planning committee for this Chisholm Trail celebration. And when we started planning about, 2013, so about 4 years ago,
Goodness.
there was such a large interest from European countries.
I'll bet, yes.
And so, that's continuing to build. And so many of our tourists this summer are from not just other states, but they're going to be from other countries. And we're very excited about that.
How interesting.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
That's something. And of course, the Oriental people are great tourists.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And they're great picture takers.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Well, brown bag.
Yes, on Wednesday, May the 10th, you know, our Brown Bag Lecture Series always takes place on the second Wednesday of the month. It's held in the Village Church at noon. And we encourage people to bring their lunch. That's the brown bag part of it. And it's a free lecture just to come and spend some time learning about something that maybe you don't know too much about, or that you know quite a lot about, and you just want to celebrate that particular topic again.
And you can flesh out your information
Yes, that's right.
with perspective from someone else.
That's right. And so this particular brown bag lecture is going to be Mike Sheriff. He is one of the interpreters from the Oklahoma History Center.
Oh,
And he will be coming to talk about the events of April 1865, a significant year
Very
in many
significant.
respects, and very interesting, all the very important events that took place during April. And so we're looking really forward to that brown bag lecture. Incidentally, he is the brother of Sharon Trojan,
who is your president?
who is the chairman of the board
Chairman
right
of the
now.
board,
Yes.
okay.
And also, she and her husband, David Trojan, along with their law firm, Field, Trojan and Harvey. Sorry for messing that up, David and
You
Sharon, are the brown bag sponsors. And so we're really, really looking forward to May the 10th.
Well, April of 1865 Lee surrendered to Grant at
Yes.
Appomattox.
Yes.
Lincoln was assassinated on April 14th, I believe. And also, John Wilkes Booth, they caught him and killed him. The cavalry did. And there was a tragedy on the Mississippi River when the steamboat, the Sultana, caught fire and 1,500, not rebel soldiers, but Union soldiers died. And they had just been released from prison camps. Tragedy, a terrible tragedy. Maybe he'll touch on that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
It's going to be a good one.
Well, now the exhibit of 150 is, we've got that touched on. Okay. I don't want to miss anything.
No, we're good.
Okay,
We're good on that.
Then on May 20th, you're having horse care.
Yes, that is for Family Saturday. And I've touched on this before, but the purpose of Family Saturdays is to get children in with their parents and to have a hands-on experience.
Oh,
As
sure.
the kids come through the exhibits on school program days, we have noticed that they run right past, they'll go to the interactives, which are all technology driven, and they swipe and they push, but they don't wait long enough to listen. It's all about the swiping and the pushing. And they're not really taking in the lesson. But on Family Saturdays, when you sit them down, especially with their mom and dad, and they're working on an activity together, then there's real learning that takes place. There's real questions that come up. And so this particular Family Saturday, which is going to be on May the 20th, from 1 until 3, 1 to 3 in the afternoon, we're bringing in Danielle Rose, who is going to be talking about horse care. As it would have related to the Chisholm Trail. They had to ride those horses all the way from Texas to Kansas, and if you didn't take care of your horse, then you were walking. And so she's going to be talking about how to take care of the horse. A lot of that relates to today as well.
Yes.
And taking care of your tack, your saddle, your bridle, your blankets, all of that sort of thing. And that will be our Family Saturday.
Oh, yes. Well, it's responsibility. And
Exactly.
that will be teaching responsibility. And anyone that has a horse has a lot of responsibility, I think, anyway.
Yes.
Well, then we skip over to June,
Yes.
which is Chautauqua in the
June
Park.
is always a big month.
It is, yes. Tell us about Chautauqua in the Park. It's June 13th
Through the 17th.
through the 17th. So
Yes.
that's a Tuesday
through the Saturday. That's
Okay.
right. And Chautauqua is staying right in the theme of the Chisholm Trail
Is it?
as well. It's going to be, the theme is the Great West Cowboys and Cattle Trails. And so each night will feature a different character in that theme. The first night will be Jesse Chisholm.
Well, that's
the
certainly
appropriate way to kick that off, don't
way
you
to
think?
get that going. But Mr. Chisholm was a fur trader, and he had this route developed. He found it, and that's where they began their cattle drives, wasn't it? Along the area?
It's interesting because the trail actually began as a Native American trail.
Oh, did it? Well, he was Cherokee.
He was. And it was a Native American trail. He found the trail or had scouts lead him through the trail, probably. And then it became his route for getting his merchandise to and fro. And then, the progression through the cattle trails, and then it became a road, and then it became a highway, which is Highway 81.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
Isn't that interesting?
I think it's very interesting. And then, now, the time of the Chautauqua in the evening,
It starts at 6:30.
6:30, okay.
And that's with local entertainment. And this year we're leaning heavily on our high school students
Oh, great.
who will be providing our entertainment.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
give them a chance for
A little exposure
experience and exposure.
Yeah,
both.
exactly.
I
That's
think
exactly right.
That's great.
So that starts at 6:30, and then at 7:30 is the main
Is the
attraction.
presentation, and they usually last 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes, followed by Q&A. Yeah.
Questions and answers, and that's sometimes very, very interesting
Very
part.
enlightening.
Yes, it is. It is. And so that's 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Yes. Yes.
And the scholars, I see here, one of the characters is named Thaddeus Dunkley.
Which is a cowboy.
Yes, African-American cowboy. And Betty Reynolds, who had the Reynolds Cattle Company.
Yes.
And she traveled the Goodnight Loving Trail, which went up through Colorado.
Yes, a little further west.
West, yes. And then Johanna July. I can't tell you who Johanna July is.
And she is an obscure figure, African American, that also had worked her way up the trail. A different little lifestyle.
She was a horse breaker.
She was.
Yeah.
And she was, on the same order as Lucille Mulhall, way before her time, and conquering things that women weren't supposed to attempt.
And progress has been great, I think, anyway. And then finally, on the 17th, Saturday, is Hanging Judge Parker.
Yes.
Yeah. Hanging Judge Parker convicted 160, condemned them to death, 160 of his people in his court, and hanged 79 of them. But he was...
He was busy.
He was, yes. He had people's attention.
Yes, he did.
So this is a busy schedule, Andy, and it's wonderful, I think, and an opportunity for people to come and visit.
Well, we hope they will.
Yes, I do too.
Yes.
I do too. To our viewers, thank you so much for watching Community Talk. It's been a pleasure to be with you.